To understand money, one can use relevant teaching and learning material. We are using play money notes and coins. Now let us assume we have about 4 people with us. How many are there? There are 4. I will distribute some money among these 4 people. How much money? Let us see later. Now we can count who has how much. Let us count. First person has a 2000 rupee note and one 500 rupee note. How much is it? One 2000 note and one 500 note. So they have 2500 rupees. The second has a 500 and a 10 and 511, 512, 513, 514, 514 rupees here. If we look at the third person's pile, there is a 100 rupee note, one 10 rupee note, so that is 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, a total of 115 rupees here. The fourth person has a 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, so a total of 105 rupees here. The first person has 2500, which means he has the highest amount. And the fourth person has 105, which means the lowest amount among these 4s. But one question can crop up. If we look at the number of notes, the pile with the highest value has only 2 notes. He has a 2000 and one of 500, only 2 notes. Let us count the notes with the pile that has the least value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, the least value has 6 notes, but the least notes have the highest value. That means the value does not increase with the number of notes. Value of money increases when you have high value notes. This fact can be understood from the activity we just did. That is the conclusion here. Now let us do one more activity. I am choosing here. I have a 100 note and a 5 rupee note. How much do we get when we add them? One of 100 and one of 5. Now we know we have 105 rupees. Which are the other ways of making the total 105 using other notes? Now let us see the possibilities. Now let us see the other possibilities. We have one fact, that is, in one method, we have 100 and a 5 rupee note totaling to 105. If we use another method, what should we do? We have to take notes with different value. Let us try using different notes. We should give the 100 and get change and put that down. How can we change 100 note? Can I show it as 2 notes of 50? Yes, I have 2 of 50. We have a 5 also. What can we do with that? I will take 2 of 2. Shall we check if that is enough? Will it match my selection? No. We are short by a rupee. What should I do? I should keep a 1 rupee note. So 2 of 50 make it 100, 2 of 2 make it 4, and 1 of 1. That is 105. So I have presented the same 105 rupees in notes of different value. Number of notes have changed, but not the value of the pile. Let us look at another way of making it 105. Let us take the notes of 10 rupees. How can we make 105 using 10 rupee notes? 110, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 10 notes. I have 10 tens here. When we stack 10 tens, what will it add up to? It is equal to 100. In the first pile, a single note has high value, but the third has 10 notes, but the value is the same. But we have kept only 100 here. We have to represent 5 more rupees. What can we do? We can use a note of 5 rupees or we can use 5 rupees coin. Now in the fourth pile, I have kept a 50 rupees note, 2 of 10 and 4 notes of 5 rupees. So 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. So we have shown 90 rupees here. We have to show 15 rupees more. What we do is take 15 notes of 1 rupee each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So, if you observe, we have represented 105 rupees in 4 different ways. Here we have 2 notes, and we have 5 notes, and here with 10 notes, we have a coin too. And here we have 50, 10, 5 and 1 rupee. Every person might have a different number of notes. Though that is right, the value remains 105. This is how we can use money in different ways in our day-to-day life situations. We have seen how to convert these toy notes and coins to different values. Let's see the use of money in our everyday life. Let's say I have some money. How do I count how much do I have? Let's see which notes are available here. I have one note of 2000 and one of 1000 and one of 500, 3 of 100, 3 of 10 and 1 rupee, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 notes are there. So if I were to count the amount, normally where do we start from? When we have notes of different value, and if we have to know the value of it all, what do? We have to add all the values. But the normal practice is to start counting from the units position. But in counting money, we start the process with the highest value. What do we get? We start from the highest value and go towards lower values. Hence, the usual rules of addition do not apply in adding money. Normally, if we need to buy something that we need, we go to shops. We go there to get things needed for everyday use. When we go there, they give us things. But do they give them for free? What do we have to give them? We have to give them money. When we give them money, they calculate how much we have to pay, and when we pay, they return the change. Let us look at a similar situation. Now, a boy named Ramu is in a shop. What did Ramu do? He went to a shop and he buys a few items there. When he buys the items, let us see which are the things that he bought. What he does is, buy a pen for 10 rupees. He also buys chocolates for 5 rupees. And he buys 2 books of 20 rupees. So he has bought 3 items. What are the items he bought? He bought 2 books. What is the cost of each book? 20 rupees. He bought a pen too. How much is the pen? 10 rupees. And chocolate? How much is that? 5 rupees for the chocolate. Now, if we count the value, we will know how much does he have to pay the shopkeeper. Let's count. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 5, total 55. Ramu has to give 55 rupees to the shopkeeper. But Ramu has one note of 100 rupees. Therefore, what does he do? He gives the 100 rupee note to the shopkeeper. When he gives the 100, does the shopkeeper have to give him back some change? Or is the value of the items equal to the money given? When we think a little, we will know what to do. He has given more money to the shopkeeper. That's why the shopkeeper has to take only the value of the items and return the change. If he has to return the change, we have to first break the 100 into change. He has to take 55 for the items purchased and return the balance to Ramu. We have seen this in the subtraction concept also. When the students go to shops in their everyday life, this type of sums help them understand how to use money, what is the value, how much should we pay, etc. We can observe these learning points with these activities. So far, we saw how different values of money can be arrived at using play money. But sometimes, when we have to get change for the money, we go to the shops. Also, we go to banks for either depositing money or to withdraw it. In this activity, let us see how we can get smaller notes for higher value notes. Let us see in this activity. If we use a 100 rupee note, if we need change for this amount, we can get 10 notes of 10 rupees. That is, when we give one note of 100, we can get 10 notes of 10 rupees. What happens if we use a 50 rupees note? We got 10 notes of 10 rupees for 100. How many 10 rupees notes will we get for a 50? Since it is half of 100, we get half the notes. What if we get the change in 5 rupees notes? The number of notes that we get will increase. Hence, it's better to get change in 10 rupees itself. So, that is a better option. That is, we get 5 notes of 10 rupees each. So, when we observe, for 100 rupees, we got 10 of 10 rupees note, and for 50, we got 5 of 10 rupees notes. What we understand is the value of 100 is more than the value of 50. Now, if we use a 10 rupees note, in how many different ways can we get change for it? What I am going to do here is use 5 rupees notes. If I put down one 5 rupee note, will it be equal? No. If I keep one more 5 rupee note, there are 2 of them. For what did we get 2 notes of 5? We got it for 10 rupees. Just as we got 2 notes of 5 for 10 rupees, let us see how many 1 rupee can we get for 5 rupees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rupees. So we get 5 notes of 1 rupee for a 5 rupees. If we take 10 paise coins for 1 rupee, we get 10 10 paise coins. We can see the 10 paise in this way: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. We have 100 paise. So we got 10 coins of 10 paise. When we add 10 coins of 10 paise value, we get 100 paise. What do we understand from this activity? 1 rupee is how many paise? 1 rupee is equal to 10 coins of 10 paise. Therefore, 1 rupee is equal to 100 paise. Can we get 1 rupee by giving 10 coins of 10 paise? Yes, we can do that. It is possible to get 1 rupee by giving 10 coins of 10 paise. In this way, it is possible to get smaller value money when we use money in different situations. Is there any benefit for us by doing this? When we go to a shop, it is useful to keep notes of different values. When we give them 100, they return the change in different notes. And when we divide 1 rupee into 10 coins of 10 paise, we can understand the decimal system. With money, we can understand the decimal system also. Just as we got 10 coins of 10 paise for 1 rupee, how many 1 paise coins can we get for 10 paise? Here, we get 10 coins of 1 paise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when we divide 10 paise into 1 paise coins, we get 10 coins of 1 paise. So why do we need to understand it? Why do we need to understand 1 paise and 10 paise? Though this is about money, in later classes, in class 4 and 5, when we come across the decimal point concept, this exercise will help us. Hence, it is important to understand the concept of coins. When we give some money, is it possible to get change only in one way? Is it only in 10 paise that we get change for 1 rupee? Or how many 50 paise coins do we get for a rupee? We get 2 coins of 50 paise. How many 1 rupee coins do we get for 5 rupees? We get 5 coins for 5 rupees. 5 coins of what value? 5 of 1 rupee. How many coins of 2 rupees do we get for 10 rupees? If you think, you will get the answer. Students are likely to answer this question at the primary level. How many 2s add up to 10? That would lead to the answer. So for 10 rupees, we can see 5 coins of 2 rupees. Similarly, for various values of money, using play money, we can understand different concepts of money in everyday life. It will be easy to understand the concepts.